Welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2 Hihou Densetsu. This is Big Los, and we are in World 8, right outside of Valhalla Palace. And we are going to work our way over there, but first we gotta put in the excavate... Wait a minute. I wasn't there before. Okay. We need to put in the excavate relic so we can dig up a treasure chest right here, and then we're gonna open it up and see what it is. Oh, man. Yeah, all these enemies here were on the first couple levels of the Nasty Dungeon. I mentioned that previously. So, let's see. Oh. Yeah, we don't need to see that. And we got an energy point over here just in case, because there's no towns or inns in this world. So, now we are in Valhalla Palace. And from the point of view of my characters, they're all like, what is this place? I've never seen this place before. It's because we haven't died yet. So we go over here, we'll pick up a defender. We got one of those in the Nasty Dungeon. And what do we got here? We got one of these crazy orb things. I remember that from the original. Seems like every time that you spin around, it's like the red part in the center doesn't move. That's kind of weird. Yeah, let's just make our way further. Now, the boss of this place is a new god named Odin. Now, you see Odin if you happen to die during battle up to this point. We got a Staff of Wizardry. The Staff of Wizardry will allow us to cast the Death spell. Actually, is it Death or is it X Zone? I think it could be X Zone, which casts Death on all enemies, not just one group of them. And our sprite has X Zone, even though she can only cast it 5 times. It is refillable at an inn. Alright, so we got a sun icon. That means something can be broken. We got an Xbox logo over here, so we're going to break it. And then there is a pickaxe icon in the middle there, so we got to dig something up. Now, if you've died, you have met Odin by now, and I might actually show that at the end of the episode. We'll go back and die, and then we'll see what Odin has to say, and then we'll battle Odin again for the different dialogue that he offers. But for right now, we haven't died, so we don't know who he is or what he's doing here. So we'll just make our way like, oh, you know, this is kind of a cool place, but we really have no idea what's going on here. And no, there's no treasures in here. So let's make our way to another room. Let's go up here. And it looks like this one leads onward. So let's go back and go into the other place and see if there's a treasure chest. And there is. And we got a circlet, which we don't need because our 3 main characters who are capable of equipping armor have power exosuits. And 2 of them can't equip anything else because of that. Robo can, but we had to get rid of a circlet in order to free up a slot for the power exosuit. So we might actually end up throwing it out if we run out of room, because there's a lot of other treasures here. Now, we got a trap here, so let's try to disarm it. It's red with an X. And now it's gray, meaning that it's empty. You'd think that they would at least put something really good in a trap treasure chest. And we got a rune axe. Will we use this rune axe? Tough to say. We did get flame in the last battle, so we're gonna switch that with lightning flash. I think flame is more useful than lightning flash because there's more enemies that are weak against it. I mean, sure, there are marine creatures that are weak against lightning, but we don't really see marine creatures too often. We do see more undead types. And we got another treasure chest. Let's go open it up here. And we got a flare tome. Oh man, we gotta get rid of something. So what's gonna be? Let's see. Well, I guess we can get rid of the circlet. We got rid of it earlier, and then we got another one, so we might as well just throw this one out. I would like to sell it, but I don't want to teleport all the way to a town just to do that and then come back here. I mean, we got plenty of money. Look at how much money we got. Almost 430,000 caro or gold or whatever. Alright, no treasure here. Let's keep going. I think we're getting close to the end. See, this place seems to go a lot faster if there's no random encounters. If you can actually dodge enemies, then you really don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, these enemies aren't too hard at all. Oh, looks like we were expected. Alright. So I'm going to save the game right here. And then we're going to go through the dialogue with Odin like we haven't met him before. And then afterwards we're going to save in a different slot, and then we're going to load that game back up. So, let's go on up here and talk to this guy in this white cape, whoever he is. He's pretty big, so he's probably one of them new gods or something. What are you talking about, man? Who are you? You're the new god Odin. Yeah, okay. You like to talk, let's see if you can act. Oh, so this is the realm of the dead. So this is like heaven, huh? I do not fear battle. Now, in the original, if you don't die, there is no dialogue. It just goes straight to a battle. So we're gonna take out the Odin crows with the bow, and then we're gonna do flare and Gia shield and we do Egg Zone. They're immune to it except for the Odin crows. That's what they were called in the original. And then we do a flare. Kaboom. Now, the horse, I think his name is Sleipnir or something like that. Sometimes he can drop meat, and if you hadn't advanced to the 5th tier by now, if you were a 3rd tier monster, eating the Sleipnir meat will advance your monster to a 4th tier. So you do want to eat it if you're a 3rd tier monster right now. And there he goes. Now all we have to worry about is Odin. You know what I just noticed? Odin does not have an eye patch on one of his eyes. He's got a scar, but the eye's still there. If I remember correctly, isn't Odin blind in one eye? Didn't he pluck it out to give himself more wisdom? I don't know, I think they kind of messed up a little bit, the people at Square Enix. If that indeed was his name in the Japanese version. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that Gungnir spear. I remember doing this when I was a kid, and this was really hard for me, this battle. I spent a lot of time on it. It took forever before I could beat it. He was always killing my guys with that Gungnir spear. For some reason, it just seems a little bit easier than it was when I was a kid. Maybe it's just because I've grinded a little bit more. Maybe they made it easier. I don't know. Maybe because I actually know what I'm doing this time. Before, I thought it was like a Final Fantasy game because it was called Final Fantasy Legend 2. See, I didn't know that it had a completely different system of gaining stat boosts and all that. It looked really similar with, like, the names of items and stuff. You know, and the story, but, you know, then we find out later, after we've grown up, that this was actually a separate series that produced its own series of games, like Romance and SaGa and stuff like that. You know, at the time, we didn't know that there was a difference. Just like we didn't know that Final Fantasy II was actually Final Fantasy IV, and Final Fantasy III was actually Final Fantasy VI. They skipped a bunch of them. They thought that they wouldn't sell in the United States. And for that same reason, they didn't release this game here either. That and SaGa Densetsu 3, you know, Secret of Mana Part 2. Actually, Secret of Mana is SaGa Densetsu 2. So, that's a Part 2 of SaGa Densetsu, which here was Final Fantasy Adventure. And if you are familiar with Square games, you know all this already, so you don't need me to tell you that. Alright, you know, this is actually taking a lot longer than I thought it would. This is almost taking as long as Venus, even though we don't have one of the characters fallen. Maybe it's because I'm not using the Threads of Fate. I think if you use the combos with the Threads of Fate, it goes a lot quicker. You do a lot more damage. Oh well, it's still possible to do it. You can just do your regular attacks, and it'll take a little bit longer, but you still get it done. It also helps that we got recovery magic. I just realized that we don't have break anymore. With the Titania, we have X Zone, and you only get 5 uses out of it, but we don't have break like we did before. That's too bad. I like break. Maybe if I find a break tome, I'll give it to Shala. I know once I run out of something, I'll probably give that Staff of Wizardry to her. Like that Thunder book that I gave her. Chrono had it first, but... Oh, good. There we go. We got a strength boost, a katana handling ability increased, and Shala got a spirit increase. But we didn't get the meat from Sleipnir. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. And we don't get any dialogue after he's defeated. And then we get all of his relics. And we get the Masamune, or Masamune. I'm not really sure if that E is pronounced or not. It probably is if it's Japanese. If you equip it, the Masamune is actually a sword. And it's a katana with unlimited uses, kind of like the Aegis shield. But you have to equip it. Now, Glenn has the defense crystal equipped, and his defense, or her defense, was up to 99. So if we de-equip it, it drops to 88, which is still very high. It's only 2 less than Robo's defense. I think we can de-equip that and then give Glenn the Aegis shield, because Glenn, for some reason, well, I know why, because Glenn's really powerful. Glenn does a lot of passing in battle, so Glenn could actually be using the Aegis shield. So I de-equipped that from Chrono, and now I'm going to give that to Glenn. And in the Aegis shield's place for Chrono, I think I'm going to equip this Masamune to give him an extra katana to use. And we're going to heal up real quick. And then we'll just go on to the next world. But we gotta wind our way out the back here. So once you defeat Odin, he cannot revive you anymore. Up to that point, he could, if you would have died in battle, except for the Soul's Dark regions. You would have appeared before him, and he would say, I will revive you. You have to refight the battle as many times as you want, on the condition that you fight me later. And I'm actually going to show this. I'm going to cut away after we go on to the next world. Oh, man. Okay, after we go on to the next world, I'm going to cut away, and then I'm going to show what happens when you die. I'm going to show the dialogue, and then I'm going to show what happens when you go talk to Odin after that. It's actually more touching than it was before. You know, you had Chrono saying that he was nothing but a wretch. So, let's dig up some of these treasures. I know we don't have any more room in our inventory. Kinda got used up by all the other treasures that we got. And unfortunately, it won't tell us what they are, so we actually have to get rid of stuff. I think I want to wait and go to an inn and drop some stuff off before I come back here and get this stuff. Alright, let's make our way over here. And we'll dig up this one treasure that's over here. And yeah, I know it won't say what's in it. Doh. Alright. Well, I'm surprised that it's not gonna let me fall off the edge. Maybe it assumes we got more common sense. How do we get off of here? Oh, where the grass meets the clouds? Okay. And then we got to go all the way around, huh? Ah, nuts. I guess there was no way around it. Should probably heal up Chrono. He did take some damage in that battle. Alright, so let's remember that we got 2 treasure chests there that we gotta come back for. In the meantime, let's make our way over here. Ooh, they got the drop on us that time, but they didn't do that much damage. Alright, here we are in the next sky pillar. So if we use the teleporter, now we have Valhalla's Palace, but I'm not sure where that'll put us. So let's go on to the next world. First we gotta go up this elevator. Then we gotta go to this other temple-looking building thing. And then we'll go down to the next world. We'll see what it is, then we'll save, and then we'll go back to Odin after we die. Alright, so this is Final Town Outskirts. Alright, so this is the final world, so we're going to save in this slot, and then we'll go back to the other slot, and then we're going to die. And see what Odin has to say then. So we'll meet you there. Alright, we're almost there. Finally, that took forever. I had to de-equip Robo of his power exosuit in order to allow enemies to be able to hit him. Yes, this place. I don't know, does it look familiar? Because we're like right outside of this chamber, Chrono. You know, there are those orbs. Welcome, brave ones. Except for those battling in the Soul's Dark regions. Oh, okay, so you have the power of life and death, huh? There are two conditions. You must never lose courage, and you have to agree to battle. So you have to agree to this, or it's game over. Revive us already! Go, young ones, live and fulfill your vow. Alright, so it restarts the battle all over again, and before we did get the HPs of 3 of our characters down to 1. Not Robo, we had to de-equip him because enemies just couldn't hit him. So now we will take these guys out fairly easily. First we got to heal ourselves back up. We use that. And this should be too hard. See, even with that power exosuit de-equipped, they still have a hard time hitting him. Yeah, they should be weak against Blizzard. Yep. No, we don't need that meat. Alright. So now we can re-equip that power exosuit. And now we're back to full strength. Well, sort of. And now let's go back to Odin's chamber and have a word with him. We'll see the different dialogue that he offers. And here he is. Hey, we're back. At last I have come after 2 minutes. Of course I remember. Yeah, okay. Okay, so if we need the relics to complete the statue to save the world, we have to beat you. Yeah, if we defeat you, no one's gonna revive us. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and do it. You know what? Before up to this point, it didn't seem that we had that much trouble. You know, I used to have a D&D book called Deities and Demigods, and it had the stats for Odin and his animals. And there was an actual name for the crow, but I forget what it is. Alright, oh! Okay. And looks like we're getting the same boosts that we got before. And we got the Sleipnir meat this time, even though we don't need it. Well met, yes. I still can't get over the fact that you have both eyes, Odin. You lived far too long, but you said you were a new god. You know, you kind of look like Paul Sr. from American Chopper, you know, with those buff arms and, you know, old gray beard and the white hair. Yep. Okay, so we're not going to revive in battle anymore. That's too bad. Yes, it's a little more touching, the dialogue that he has, if you do manage to be defeated in battle one time, at least. Let this be our farewell. Alright, so this is Big Los signing off. We'll see you in the final world, and Tango and Buen Dia.